You know that smell, that intoxicating aroma that hits you the second you drive past those golden arches. It's the promise of a hot meal that tastes exactly the same whether you're in Ohio or Orlando. But right now, McDonald's is bleeding. We are talking about millions of dollars in lost sales. The first global sales drop in years. So, put down that fry. We need to talk. Because the company that built its empire on Happy Meals is currently miserable, and the reasons are going to make you look at that quarter pounder very differently. This is the story of how the golden arches started to rust. 10. The $18 wake-up call. Let's start with the money, because for a long time, we forgave McDonald's for a lot of things. Maybe the food wasn't healthy, but it was cheap. It was the deal we made. You give us a burger for $1, and we don't ask too many questions about where the beef came from. But then, the deal broke. You remember the photo, the one that went viral. A Big Mac combo meal in Connecticut. The price? $18. $18 for a burger, fries, and a drink at McDonald's. For that price, you could go to a sit-down restaurant. You could buy a steak at the grocery store. You could buy 3 rotisserie chickens at Costco. And suddenly, the collective American consciousness snapped. We realized that while we were distracted by the flashy apps and the celebrity meals, McDonald's had quietly been raising prices faster than the rate of inflation. A study by Finance Buzz found that while national inflation was around 31% over the last decade, McDonald's menu prices had jumped by 100%. They doubled the price. Did the burger get twice as good? Did the patty get twice as big? No. In fact, many of you have noticed the opposite. We'll get to the shrinkflation scandal in a minute, especially regarding the Filet-O-Fish. But first, you have to understand the betrayal. McDonald's was supposed to be the safe harbor for the low-income consumer. When the economy was bad, you went to McDonald's. Now, the CEO himself, Chris Kempczinski, admitted in an earnings call that they are losing the low-income consumer. People earning $45,000 or less are just not coming back. They're eating at home. Because when a value meal costs more than an hour of labor for many Americans, it's not value, it's an insult. Forget the price. Wait until you hear what specific banned ingredients McDonald's is feeding American customers. 9. The European fry divide. Let's take a trip across the pond. Imagine you're in London. You walk into a McDonald's. You order a large fry. It looks the same. It smells the same. But if you could look at the molecular level, you'd see a completely different product. In the UK, the ingredients for McDonald's fries are potatoes, vegetable oil, dextrose, a little sugar for color, salt. That's it. Simple. Vegan. Basically just a fried potato. Now let's look at the fries you just bought at a drive-thru in Kansas. Our fries have those same ingredients, sure, but they also have a few bonus guests. First, there's natural beef flavor. Sounds rustic, right? It's actually a mix containing hydrolyzed milk derivatives. That means our fries, unlike the ones in the UK, are not vegan. They contain dairy. If you have a severe dairy allergy, those fries are a no-go. But why is it there? To mimic the taste of beef tallow, which they stopped frying with decades ago. But the real kicker? A chemical called sodium acid pyrophosphate. It sounds like something you'd use to clean a drain, doesn't it? It's a chemical preservative used to maintain the color of the fries. It keeps them from turning gray or brown during the freezing and shipping process. In Europe, they don't use it in the fries. They just serve fresh potatoes that look like potatoes. And it's not just the fries. And if you're already shocked by what McDonald's is hiding, hit the like button and subscribe right now. You'll never regret it. And it's not just the fries. The fluffy bun that holds your Big Mac together contains a chemical found in yoga mats. 8. The bread bomb. Let's talk about the bread, that soft, squishy bun that holds your Big Mac together. In the US, many fast food breads, including some items at McDonald's over the years, have contained a dough conditioner called azodicarbonamide. I want you to remember that name, azodicarbonamide. Do you know what else this chemical is used for? It's a blowing agent used in the production of foamed plastics. Things like yoga mats, the soles of your sneakers. It makes the plastic airy and bouncy. And it does the same thing to the bread. It makes it impossibly fluffy and white. In Europe, banned. Completely illegal to use in food. The European Union looked at the studies linking it to respiratory issues and potential carcinogens when heated, and they said, "No thanks, we'll just eat normal bread." In America, the FDA says it's generally recognized as safe in small amounts. So we keep eating the yoga mat chemical. And then there's potassium bromate, another dough conditioner found in tons of American commercial baked goods. It's a possible human carcinogen, banned in the UK, banned in Canada, banned in Brazil, banned in China. But here, it's likely in the bun you're holding. It makes you wonder, if McDonald's can make a profitable, delicious burger in London without these chemicals, why are they feeding them to us? Is it because they think we don't care? Or is it because these chemicals make the food cheaper to mass produce and they'd rather save a fraction of a penny per bun than remove a potential carcinogen from your lunch? And if you think that's bad, wait until we get to the dessert. If the bread has yoga mat chemicals, what about the bright pink shake you're drinking? 7. The shake, fakeout. You finish your burger with its yoga mat bun, and you want something sweet, a strawberry shake, or maybe an M&M McFlurry. In the UK, a strawberry milkshake gets its color and flavor from strawberries, beetroot juice for color. Actual food? In the US? First of all, look at the ingredient list. High fructose corn syrup is usually the second ingredient after milk. We know the issues there, spikes in blood sugar, links to obesity, but then keep reading. Artificial flavor, red 40. It's a petroleum-based dye. It has been linked to hyperactivity in children. In Europe, if a food contains these dyes, it often has to carry a warning label saying it may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. McDonald's doesn't want to put a warning label on a Happy Meal, so in Europe, they use natural colorings. But here, they pump in the red 40, they pump in the yellow 5 and yellow 6. Why? Because it's cheaper, because it makes the food neon bright, which appeals to kids, and because the FDA lets them get away with it. You are paying a premium price. Remember that $18 meal for a product that is objectively lower quality and chemically harsher than what they serve in other countries. You are subsidizing their profits with your health. You're paying a premium, but are you even getting what you paid for? The next case will shock you. 6. The incredible shrinking fish. Let's talk about the filet-o-fish. The fillet, the square of fish that has defied the laws of nature by being perfectly square. Recently, social media has been flooded with videos of people opening that blue box and gasping. The sandwich looks tiny. People are calling it a slider. They're comparing it to the size of a Post-it note. One viral TikToker held it up and said, "This is comically small. I remember when this used to hang off the bun." Now, McDonald's corporate denies this. They say the size of the patty hasn't changed in decades. They say it's the same weight it's always been. But here's the thing about gaslighting your customers. It only works if we don't have eyes. Maybe the weight is technically the same, but did they change the density? Did they change the bun size to make it look different? Or, and this is a common trick in the industry, did they just start sourcing cheaper water-filled fish that shrinks more when it's cooked? We call this shrinkflation. It's when a company is too scared to raise the price anymore because you're already angry about the $18 meal. So they quietly make the product worse. They give you fewer fries, they make the burger slightly thinner, they put less cheese in the salad, and they hope you won't notice. But we are noticing, and we are voting with our wallets. That's why sales are dropping. We're tired of paying more for less. But there is one thing at McDonald's that you can't even buy, even if you wanted to, and it's not an accident. 5. The ice cream conspiracy. I'm sorry, the ice cream machine is down. It is the most memeable phrase in fast food history. It's a running joke. You want a McFlurry? Good luck. You have better odds of winning the lottery. But what if I told you it wasn't just bad luck? What if I told you the machines are designed to fail? This brings us to the scandal of kitsch. A few years ago, a couple of hackers figured out why the McDonald's ice cream machines, made by a company called Taylor, were always broken. It wasn't that they were physically broken, it was the software. The machines were incredibly sensitive. If you put a little too much mix in, or if the cleaning cycle failed by 1%, the machine would lock up. It would display a cryptic error code that the employees couldn't understand. And the only way to fix it? Call a certified Taylor technician, who charges hundreds of dollars an hour. It was a racket. Taylor made money selling the machines, but they made a fortune on the repairs. So these hackers invented a little device called kitsch. It was a small computer you installed inside the ice cream machine. It read the secret codes. It told the employees exactly what was wrong in plain English. Add more mix. Clean the left nozzle. It fixed the problem. Franchisees loved it. Finally, they could sell ice cream. They were saving thousands of dollars on repair calls. So what did McDonald's do? Did they buy the company? Did they roll out this technology to every store to make customers happy? Number. They declared war. McDonald's corporate sent out memos warning franchisees that the Kitsch devices were dangerous. They claimed they could cause serious human injury, which was a lie. They claimed they voided the warranty. They effectively banned the device. Why? There's a lawsuit happening right now alleging that McDonald's and Taylor colluded to kill Kitsch. The theory is that McDonald's was protecting its partner Taylor and their lucrative repair monopoly. They would rather have broken machines and angry customers than let a third-party startup fix their mess. Think about that the next time you're told you can't have a McFlurry. It's not incompetence, it's a business model. The machine is a symptom of a larger internal war. The people who actually run the restaurants are starting to revolt, and you can't imagine why. 4. The revolt from within. You might think of McDonald's as one big happy family, but right now, it's more like a family dinner where everyone is hiding steak knives under the table. Most McDonald's are not owned by the corporation. They are owned by local business people, franchisees. These are the people who take the risk, hire the staff, and clean the bathrooms. And they are furious. McDonald's corporate has been tightening the screws. They released a new policy recently regarding franchise renewals. It used to be that if you ran a good ship, you could pass your store down to your kids. It was a legacy. Now, McDonald's is saying, not so fast. They've changed the language. They're making it harder to renew. They're saying renewal is earned, not given. They are squeezing the franchisees for more money, forcing them to pay for expensive remodels, forcing them to use specific vendors like the ice cream machine people, and taking a massive cut of the profits. The franchisees are squeezed between a corporate office that demands high prices and customers who refuse to pay them. When the people running the restaurants don't believe in the leadership, the quality suffers, the service suffers, the stores get dirty, the staff gets grumpy, and you, the customer, feel it. You walk in and the vibe is just off, and it gets worse. Because between angry customers and revolting owners, a massive global movement against McDonald's has millions of international customers walking away on principle. 3. The boycott factor. And then there's the elephant in the room. The reason McDonald's sales took a nosedive in the international market specifically, geopolitics. I won't get into the weeds of the conflict itself, but here is the business reality. McDonald's is facing a massive, sustained boycott in the Middle East, Indonesia, Malaysia, and even parts of Europe like France. It started when the Israeli franchisee donated free meals to the Israeli military. This sparked outrage in Muslim-majority countries and among pro-Palestinian supporters globally. McDonald's corporate tried to distance themselves. They said, hey, that was just one local guy. We don't take sides. They even bought back the Israeli franchise to try and control the narrative. But it was too late. The brand was associated with the conflict. In places like Malaysia, sales dropped off a cliff. In France, people stopped going. This isn't just a little blip. This is millions of customers walking away on principle. And unlike a price hike, you can't just issue a coupon to win them back. Once a brand becomes politically toxic to a large demographic, it takes years to recover. So you have the perfect storm. American customers leaving because of high prices and low quality. Health-conscious customers leaving because of chemical ingredients banned in Europe. International customers leaving because of political boycotts. Franchisees revolting because of corporate greed. But just as they tried to claw back customers, a food safety crisis shattered the one thing customers still trusted about McDonald's. 2. The onion outbreak. And just when they thought it couldn't get any worse, the onions attacked. In late 2024, a terrifying E. coli outbreak was linked to the fresh slivered onions served on the famous Quarter Pounder. We aren't talking about a stomach ache here. One person died. Dozens were hospitalized across multiple states. Now let's be real. Food safety issues happen. Chipotle survived them. Taco Bell survived them. But for McDonald's, this was a catastrophic blow to their core reputation: safety. You see, McDonald's might not be healthy, but it was always supposed to be safe. It is the most industrialized, standardized, hyper-controlled food system in the history of the world. You didn't worry about getting E. coli at McDonald's. You worried about your cholesterol. You worried about your waistline. You never worried that the toppings might kill you. This outbreak shattered that trust overnight. It showed massive, jagged cracks in a supply chain we all assumed was bulletproof. It reminded every single customer that even the biggest food giant on the planet can't fully control what goes into those paper wrappers. And the response? A frantic scramble. "We'll stop serving onions for a bit." It felt reactive. It felt scary. It felt like they didn't know what was happening. And for a lot of people who were already on the fence because of the insulting $18 price tag, this was the final push they needed. They looked at the drive-thru, thought about the risk, and just kept driving. But if you think the onions were bad, you haven't heard the worst part yet. The onions were an accident. Our #1 spot is something they did on purpose. Do you remember when legitimate, heavy-hitting news outlets like Reuters and The Guardian reported that McDonald's had quietly removed something from their website? When they exposed a secret that the Golden Arches desperately tried to hide from you, the outbreak was an accident, but our #1 spot is a catastrophic promise they deliberately tried to erase. 1. The superbug secret they tried to delete. If the chemicals in the bun and the red dye in the shake didn't scare you, this one should absolutely terrify you. This isn't just about your waistline anymore. It's about the future of medicine. For years, public health experts and pharmacologists have been screaming about antibiotic resistance. Here's the reality. A massive chunk of the medically important antibiotics in the United States, we're talking about the drugs we need to treat human pneumonia, staph infections, and sepsis, aren't going to humans. They are being pumped into livestock on factory farms. They don't do this because the cows are sick. They do it because it makes the animals grow fatter, faster, and it prevents disease in crowded, dirty conditions. It is a cheap hack to squeeze more profit out of every cow. The result? Superbugs. Bacteria evolve. They learn to survive the drugs. And when you eat that undercooked burger, or even just handle the meat, those resistant bacteria can pass to you. Back in 2018, under massive pressure, McDonald's made a huge, flashy promise. They released a policy saying they would reduce the use of these medically important antibiotics in their beef supply. They set a timeline. They acted like heroes saving the world. But then, the headlines faded. The cameras went away. And earlier this year, quiet as a mouse, McDonald's scrubbed that promise from their website. You heard me? Investigative reports found that the specific targets for reducing antibiotics were removed. The firm commitments were replaced with vague corporate fluff about partnering with suppliers. While you weren't looking, they essentially decided that saving the world from a post-antibiotic apocalypse was too expensive or too difficult, so they just stopped talking about it. In the European Union, using antibiotics for growth promotion has been banned since 2006, 20 years ago. They don't play games with this. They proved you can raise cattle without risking the effectiveness of modern medicine. But here, you are eating beef from a system that is actively weakening the drugs we rely on to save lives. When you bite into that quarter pounder, you aren't just eating a burger. You are funding a supply chain that is prioritizing cheap meat over the ability to cure an infection. They promised to fix it, they failed, and then they tried to hide the evidence by hitting the delete button on their webpage. If that's not a reason to lose customers, I don't know what is. So where does this leave the Golden Arches? They are panicking. You can see it in their ads. Have you noticed the new value menu push? The $5 meal deal? They are desperately trying to claw back the low-income customer they abandoned. They are trying to simplify the menu. They are promising bigger burgers, which is an admission that the old ones were too small. But is it too late? We live in a different world now. We have better options. If you want a cheap burger, you can go to In-N-Out, if you're lucky enough to be near one, where the prices are still reasonable and the ingredients are fresh. If you want convenience, you can get better food delivered to your door. If you want health, you know McDonald's is a minefield of red dye and preservatives. McDonald's relied on habit. They relied on us just going there because we always went there. But the habit is broken. The spell is broken. We looked at the receipt and we looked at the food and we realized we are getting ripped off. We are paying luxury prices for budget food. We are eating chemicals that our European friends don't have to touch. We are supporting a company that fights its own franchisees and customers. The loss of millions isn't just a bad quarter, it's a warning sign. Now, I want to hear from you. What was the breaking point for you? Was it the price? Was it the shrinking portions? Or did you just realize that the food doesn't taste the same anymore? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to know which other American classics are banned in other countries for being toxic, you need to watch this video right here. It will make you want to empty your kitchen. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.